nice, isn't it? Just a random portrait commission, really. Francesco del Giocondo, a cloth merchant who'd become successful enough to hire Leonardo da Vinci to paint his eyebrows wife, did just that, presumably in exchange for a big bag of cash. Or maybe just a meat pie. They weren't terribly good at record keeping 600 years ago. But Leonardo definitely drew a picture of Mona Lisa del Giocondo, née Gherardini, at one point. And this is probably it. It also happens to be the most famous work in the history of mankind. Well, it is a very pretty painting. All that monumentality in the composition, the atmospheric illusionism, the soft blending of colours. Leonardo never drew outlines. Both giving the figure a subtle sense of life and enhancing the ambiguity of her features, and particularly that smile. Also, it got nicked in 1911, which raised his profile immensely above the many other very pretty paintings made by Leonardo, possibly the cleverest man who ever lived. But this ain't BBC2 circa 1993, and I ain't Sister Wendy. We're not doing art analysis here, we're looking at stupid commercials for biscuits and things. Lisa here, not Mona, that's just the equivalent of Liz in Italian. The more you know. Lisa here has appeared in more than a few adverts. She is the most famous artwork in the history of mankind, after all. She's practically synonymous with art itself. She's not just iconic, she's one of the icons, with a definite article. And so she's an excellent subject for another Pavlov spell. So, what's the most famous thing about the Mona Lisa? It's that smile. Or maybe it's a half smile. It's a subtle expression, a very small smile, which, when combined with Leonardo's soft line work, or that thereof, becomes downright ambiguous. Essays have been written solely on the subject of what Lisa's expression means. Of course, it could very easily be something as simple as that she was sick of sitting still. Naturally, this is an absolutely perfect jumping-off point for an advert. What does the smile mean? What caused it? What was she thinking of? Why, the great taste of the Big Mac, of course.
Potete sorridere? Basta! Oh, ma com'è possibile? Devo calmare.
Big Mac, part of the legend.
In reality, it was a bistecca alla Fiorentina, of course. Now that's something to smile about. And that's the stock premise for a great many such adverts. A visit to Florence 1503-ish, usually with a caption reading Florence 1503-ish. To watch Leonardo work on the damn painting and get frustrated at how Lisa refuses to smile, until being presented with the product being advertised. Whether a hamburger, or some chocolate, or some mineral water, or anything really. It writes itself. And it works for anything. Whatever you're trying to advertise, just have it put the world's most famous smile on the concomitant face, and you're laughing. Shit hamburgers are the tip of the iceberg. Why not chocolate?
Mona, smile.
Maestro da Vinci, have you finally figured out how Cadbury gets the soft-flowing caramel inside the caramel bar?
Ah, yes, caramel. A fascinating problem. Mona, take a break.
It's almost too obvious a product, really. Which might be, and almost certainly is not, why this one concentrates more on Leonardo himself.
Maestro da Vinci, have you finally figured out how Cadbury gets the soft-flowing caramel inside the caramel bar?
No, but first, don't call me Da Vinci. It's not my name. It's just the town I was born in. They don't call you a Mr. Chicago, do they? They just call me Leonardo. It's my entire name. It's not so hard to remember, is it? It's a me, Leonardo. Okay, well, stop doing that.
I thought this might work. And then this machine. But that's not it. And then this ancient Roman technique. But I need more time. More thought. Mona, hold it! Magnifico.
Point is, Leonardo was, as I already said, quite possibly the cleverest man who ever lived. Not just some bloke who drew a picture once. He invented things that couldn't actually exist yet because other things needed to be invented first. Like the helicopter, and the tank, the hovercraft. This aspect of him is, I guess, celebrated here in this caramel advert? Or alluded to sell some chocolate bars, which is kind of the same thing.
Mona, hold it! Magnifico.
It's also got the closest visual match to the real Mona Lisa of any of these adverts, largely thanks to very careful lighting and makeup, and of course shaving off the eyebrows. A lot of these, probably most of them, bear only a general resemblance. Partly that's because humans in general don't look like we did 600 years ago, but mostly it's simply that Lisa is, with the best way in the world, not that hot. She's pretty, even prettier with eyebrows, but she's not an impossibly gorgeous supermodel, which is what adverts really need her to be. Fortunately, they're adverts, not documentaries, so they generally cast impossibly gorgeous supermodels anyway. If chocolate's too obvious for you, how about mineral water?
רעיון גדול מנביאות. מים מינרליים עם פלוס גדול. נביאות פלוס, ויטעמים עדינים פלוס ויטמינים מקבוצת B. נביאות, לגוף ולנשמה.
No idea what anyone's saying because I don't speak Hebrew, but presumably it's something about how nice that water is. The advertisers here have gone for some kind of a compromise, casting a model as Lisa, but also remembering she has no eyebrows. That is a detail that tends to get forgotten, but more likely deliberately overlooked because it does kind of make her look like a skull in a wig. And if even mineral water is too basic for you, how about this unnecessarily drawn out scenario?
She's here! Maestro? Maestro! She's here!
My favorite model.
Well, hello, Leo.
I'll be as quick as I can.
This advert could, and quite frankly should, have started here. The entire first minute, lush sets, costumes, lighting and production design notwithstanding, are completely superfluous. Clearly someone gave the agency a budget and they felt obligated to spend it.
You know it's payday today, right? And from now on, I'm going to set aside extra money on top of all of your salaries.
Yes?
And I'm going to call it pension from work. That's it. Hold that smile.
That's right, she's smiling because Leonardo just invented the pension. Of course. Leonardo's inventive genius is a great plot device for many of these, a built-in catalyst for the inevitable punchline. Here's another that's just as long and pointlessly lavish, but earns it somewhat better than the bank one. Slightly overestimating how fast a Renaissance painter would actually work. Actually took Leonardo a couple of years to finish his painting. Still, for the sake of the air conditioning. You know what, it probably is in Leonardo's notebook somewhere.
Innovation can put a smile on everyone. With mini home matrix technology, Midea breezeless air conditioner provides the all-new cooling for those who demand the real comfort.
That's nothing though. See if you can guess ahead of time what he invents to get the smile in this one.
For centuries, historians have been confounded by the infamous Mona Lisa smile. What was behind that mysterious expression?
Lisa, perché non sorridi mai?
Perché non voglio essere qui.
Lisa.
Odio questa sedia. Mi siedo qui tutto il giorno. Devo fare pipì.
Pipì?
The prolific inventor, it seems, had quite the innovative solution for sour Lisa.
I think commodes actually already existed, but not glowing ones that came with machines that go ping.
BTLM Cellar, a true masterpiece.
At least this advert went to the trouble of giving Marona's real name, although she might have preferred it if they hadn't. Not every advert uses Leonardo quite as reverently. Here's one from Heineken, from 1986, which depicts him as some kind of idiot savant.
Nice big smile, love. Fabulous. Fabulous. Now then, my dear Leonardo. What are you doing?
Drawing helicopters, Master. I've just invented them.
Leo, flights of fancy. I'll pay good money for this lovely young model here. Smile, please. And all you're doing is doodling.
This is, a hovercraft.
What? Paint what you see, Leo. She's got a lovely smile. There's some, Mona.
Yeah, Mona by name, Mona by nature.
What's this?
It's a pint of Heineken. One day, it'll refresh the parts other beers cannot reach.
It doesn't even make sense. He draws a Heineken that says it's something from the future, then there's suddenly one next to him. This 35-year-old advert for terrible lager is historically unsound. Not least in its portrayal of Marona del Ticondo herself. She probably has the least resemblance of all of them.
It's your art what needs refreshing.
I think I've cracked it, Master.
Call that a smile?
It's enigmatic.
Enigmatic?
Who's going to pay to have an old misery guts like that hanging on their wall?
Oh, thanks very much.
There are potential scenarios for advertising other than just depicting the painting's creation, of course. You could play on its status as a pure, supermassive icon.
That's lovely, that.
No, it's nice though, isn't it?
And it's not too much. The colours are lovely, aren't they?
Yeah, it'd go well with the skirting board, that. Yeah, let's have a look.
Barneycard offers long-term rates from only 11.9%.
It's too big.
Oh, you're joking.
Yeah.
Oh.
Yes, Barneycard will give you the means to buy the Mona Lisa. That is definitely how credit cards work. More accurately, it will make you feel as though you have that means at your disposal by abstracting the purchasing process right up to the point where the real world crashes in and leaves you horribly in debt. That really is how credit cards work.
It's alright. There's loads more.
Just don't go too mad with it.
Or you could just use the image as shorthand for art in general, even as you reduce it to extreme banality, like this.
One for Mona, one for me.
Hey, look, not too bad, huh?
It's a work of art.
Let's get the camera.
Oh, what a mess. All tidy.
Maybe you shouldn't all have left at the same time for no apparent reason. Especially given you keep a pet idiot around.
M&M's, always fun.
They all turn out the same colour in the end.
Can I get up now?
Don't even think about it.
Oh.
But if that's all too ordinary for you, nightmarish giant confectionaries notwithstanding, another great trope is to have her come to life out of the painting itself. She could then address the viewer directly about how great whatever today's product is. Like so.
Hi, I'm Mona. Or you can call me Lisa. Whatever. I know, you're wondering what the smile was all about. Really? The smile? What about my total lack of eyebrows or this unflattering dress? What is this, the 16th century? Actually, it is.
Oh, I'm sorry, this is a Rachel Alex stand-up routine.
Or what about, did I have a secret? Of course I had a secret. Here's a hint. I kept it about 9 months and then I spilled my guts. Literally.
I'm sure she'll get to the product momentarily.
But you want to know the worst part about getting pregnant? Apparently, once your baby comes out, so does your hair. You see how thin and wispy it was? That's why I wore this silly veil. In my day, we didn't have Purador hair loss prevention therapy shampoo.
Now there it is.
See, Purador's 12 natural ingredients help stop excessive shedding and repair and strengthen hair follicles. Use Purador generously so the vitamins, antioxidants, and essential oils can fully penetrate the hair follicles, work into a rich lather, and then wait 2 minutes before rinsing so Purador can work its magic.
What the hell? Well, it's still less embarrassing than appearing in Glenn Danzig's Verotica.
So, once your little tyke has come down the pike, instead of your hair falling out, you can fall in love with thick, shiny, healthy hair that makes you feel pretty instead of frizzy. Purador is for men and women in all hair types. So if your hair is thinning post-pregnancy, post-surgery, or even if it's just hereditary, click now to help stop premature hair loss with Purador. It's a secret we're smiling about.
But if that's not John Lewis magic enough for you, you could have her step right out of the painting as she did a couple of years ago for Perrier. Girl likes herself some bottled water, don't judge. You might be able to see the problem with this advert already. The actress. Well, not her, really. She's lovely, charismatic and energetic and does everything required of her very well. I especially don't want to rip into her given that I don't know her name. and that's in spite of this near 2-minute advert having a full credits roll at the end, which lists stylists, sound engineers, an executive producer, and the entire staff of the agency that produced it, but not the actual on-screen talent. Fuck you. No, the problem is that she just doesn't look like the Mona Lisa. She just doesn't. She has eyebrows for a start. Drawn on, but there from the beginning. And that's just a rookie error. Especially given the premise. Having emancipated herself from the painting, she goes out and samples 21st century life, ending up with a modern makeover that pretty much eliminates any resemblance to the damn painting whatsoever. The possibility in all that was there for the scene where she learns about eyebrow pencils. Didn't occur to her. Also, her lips are too full. It might sound petty, but it's not as if the most famous aspect of the thing she's pretending to be is the soft, subtle smile or anything. And I know it's not as if half the women here look like her either. But most of them at least stayed in costume, so we had that as a basic crutch. Except Rachel Alec. In her case, it was the point that she didn't look like the Mona Lisa anymore by the end. This time, I'm pretty sure the advert would actually work better if she still bore some resemblance somehow. Well, that is a patronising bloody premise anyway. And there's more where that came from. There are adverts depicting Leonardo coaxing out that smile, with everything from a bag of crisps to toothpaste to sushi to asparagus. It's like Leonardo painted the damn thing specifically for lazy advertisers to use as a prop hundreds of years later. As opposed to the real truth, which is that he painted it 7 times over for an ancient alien consciousness to fund his time travel experiments. If you x-ray it, it says, "This is a fake underneath." But it's still a very pretty picture.